Hello, SuperX here, and welcome back to my endless quest of cataloging every villain in my world. Today will be slightly different, as we aren't actually discussing a single villain today, but rather a group of people who have been causing us issues. They are a terrorist group that seeks to eradicate all enhanced beings, superhumans, from the Earth. They call themselves the Monster Hunters, which, frankly, I find a bit insulting, but whatever. Sticks and stones and all that. Today, I will regale you with the story of how we actually discovered this group, when they tried to take down the superhero known as Blast Brute. Blast Brute, also known as Brock Dios, was not exactly born into a loving household. His parents were extremely neglectful, often leading Brock to fend for himself and his brothers. Evansburg, the shady bioengineering lab that was responsible for Project Amanda, had found a strange alien slime that, by all accounts, they should have left well enough alone. However, one of their higher-ups thought that if a human spent enough time with the slime, they could bond with it like some kind of symbiote. They came up to his parents and offered them money if they were allowed to use Brock in their research. They agreed and began their experiments on Brock. At first, things did not go well. The slime burned Brock's skin, exploding whenever it was touched. However, over time, Brock's body adapted to the slime. His skin changed color, his arms hardened into large fists, and he soon learned that even he could control the slime, having it explode on command. At this point, Evan Corpse attempted to get him to join their military, which Brock adamantly refused. They tried to convince him, but Brock was a lot more stubborn than their other experiments. They then tried threatening him, but I guess that threatening the guy whose fists could blow you to Kingdom Come is not a good idea. He broke out, freed his siblings, and had been living a quiet life near Mount St. Helens, occasionally doing some hero work, but mostly keeping to himself. His purple skin and glowing green fists kind of made him stand out in a crowd, and he was hoping to avoid attention. However, he soon wouldn't have a choice. The monster hunters found him and broke into his home, and even managed to kill a few of his siblings. However, they were no match for Blast Brute. Well, hello lads and laddies, and welcome back to another episode of Adorable Animals. Today, we'll be looking at another species of shark, one that was found on the shores of Lake Michigan in Hawkins, Indiana. This creature is called a demoshark, because apparently it looks just like a demogorgon out of D&D. Maybe. If you really squint. Okay, it doesn't, but I'm not the one that named it, laddies. Apparently, it was found after trying to eat the residents of the town, but in all fairness, they were swimming in its water. It's territorial. If you mess with a shark, it messes with you. Got it, laddies? Anyway, the shark has the most adorable mouth. It looks like a spring flower, fleshly brumen. Assuming that flower's filled with razor-sharp teeth and human flesh. Oh no. Also, the predator shark's mouth was one of the cutest, but this is a close second, laddies. Van Helsing's Journal, October 31st. Today I have made a new and, frankly, unexpected ally in my quest to fight against the forces of darkness in my world. As I have stated previously, I have, for the last few years, been seeking out to put together a team of monster hunters to help me protect my world. And for a while, this has been slow going. However, today, when drinking in a German bar, I found someone, or he found me, who may have been a huge asset in my goal, with emphasis on the word huge. I was at the bar, ordering a mug of beer, when suddenly I noticed many of the bar's normal residents running out the door. Figuring that only a monster of some sort could cause such disturbance, I put down my drink and pulled out my pistol. However, the monster told me to stop. I put my gun down and noticed for the first time who I was facing. Frankenstein's monster. As a younger man, I had heard the horrific stories of this creature, and was quite confused, as all accounts of the story I'd heard ended with the monster either disappearing or being burnt alive. However, here it was before me. I asked him what had happened, mostly out of curiosity. He proceeded to explain to me for about an hour, as his story was very wordy. For the sake of time, however, I will quickly sum up. Shortly after being brought to life, the monster was abandoned by his creator. After slowly teaching himself to speak, the creature began to try and familiarize himself with humans. However, they did not accept him, often driving him away from the village he came across with rocks and bullets. Eventually, after a few months of nothing but rejection and hatred, he began to feel resentment towards his creator, and, not having a proper outlet for his rage, began to hunt down Victor Frankenstein. However, after finally killing him, he felt remorse for his actions, and ran away from humanity, hoping to hide away in the remote Arctic. However, this was when he accidentally came across a nexus point to the other world. The other world is a sort of pocket dimension within my own, where the laws of physics and time don't matter, and where mythical creatures exist in abundance. There are many lands and countries in this area, such as Wonderland, Narnia, and Neverland, but the one the creature found himself in was Oz, specifically the western side. There he found an entire country of people that looked very similar to him, and for once he felt he fit in. He joined the army of the Vinkies and learned morality, science, and combat. Due to his incredible strength, he quickly climbed the ranks, becoming a general and even becoming close friends with the king of the Winkies, the Tin Woodsman. However, over time, he began to miss his own world, and, through Atlantean technology, found his way back there, was ready to fight, and possibly help, more monsters such as himself. I accepted his offer, and we rode off into the night. Hello all, and welcome to yet another lecture regarding the many dragons that have been involved in the Ultimate Dragon Tournament. Twice now we have discussed dragons that have been captured and used to fight for the amusement of others, and that we've managed to rescue from their captors. However, this next case is bizarre, as we were quite literally begged to take this one away. The Umbra Drake is a large, slender, and wingless dragon. It has several raven-like attributes, including its beak and talons, and its entire body is covered in long hair, which also serves as its main weapon. The Umbra Drake can manipulate the hair on its body, using it to grab its enemies, form weapons, and even grow wings, allowing it to fly. This dragon primarily feeds on Pythian angel dragons, another dragon that was captured in the arena. An interesting thing about this dragon is its other form of attack, which are projectiles that it can fire from its feet. The backstory of this dragon is also interesting. While we do not know this for sure, local legend states that this dragon was created by an Umbra witch and a Lumen sage, in order to protect the world from supernatural attacks. While we don't know if this is true, it does show to have the instinct and ability to kill any supernatural dragon it comes across. And ironically, this may have made it too powerful for the Ultimate Dragon Tournament. A few weeks ago, one of the moderators of the Ultimate Dragon Tournament came to the reserve with this dragon. He claimed he wanted to be rid of the dragon, as it had become too overly powerful, and their fights were beginning to become anticlimactic. I obviously agreed to take it, which may be a good thing considering the supernatural dragons we are currently facing on the Isle of Doors. Perhaps the Umbra Drake will be quite an asset. Now, no, you probably have questions about the recent multiverse event that I've just gone through, shattering my view of reality and realizing how truly insignificant I am in the vast cosmos. However, none of that matters right now, because mech armors. At the very least, this isn't your regular mech armor case. Instead of being a bog standard human in a mech suit, it's an alien in a mech suit. I don't even know. My name is, once again, sir. I know. My name's classified. Shut up. Anyway, this creature, named Mimic, was exiled from a strange planet from outside our solar system. This alien species is just a bunch of extroverts, craving constant connections with other beings. Unfortunately, this species is also so abstract that if a human were to even look at them, they would experience the following symptoms: cold chills, shock, blurred vision, hallucinations, paralysis, heart attack, stroke, and death. Wow. Because of all of this, Mimic began to feel isolated and alone. It was able to cover its appearance using human clothing, but aside from being able to wander the planet, it couldn't really do much. That was until one day when he stumbled across one of the many illegal mech armor fighting rings, specifically their outreach in Hawaii. There, he saw a fight between two mech pilots, one of which was Ash Ketchum, a boy who had traveled from ring to ring, trying to be the best mech armor fighter there ever was. His mech armor was a yellow, somewhat mouse-like suit that could control electricity. The fans all loved him, and Mimic could hear them cheering his name. This praise and acceptance was what he truly desired. While Mimic would never be considered a genius on his own world, he did have enough technical know-how to build a basic and scrappy mech armor, which hardly resembled Ketchum's. When he arrived, he became an instant fan favorite, using his armor, as well as his alien biology, to win almost every fight he entered. In the rare cases when his mech armor was damaged and a part of his body was exposed, it didn't kill his opponent, but it did cause them to fall unconscious, allowing him to win the fight. Some would argue this is unfair, and I would say I don't care. I just want to go home and deal with my existential crisis.